thus far. Anything can change in a minute, but looking clear, folks. Time to burn rubber. Press the pedal to the metal. Go make that money. So it's been a really hellacious last several days. Finally got to put on my sunglasses, get some sunshine in my eyeballs, warm up the truck, and away we go. I got about 1,000 miles to get there by Monday morning at 0500 or 5 a.m. Truck seems to be running good. No check engine lights. We're happy. Everyone's having a fantastic day. Good start to the weekend. This is my favorite, when I can get a load out Friday night and not have to deal with the night or weekend dispatch. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. It doesn't always work that way, but when it does, you know what, I shouldn't say that, because I've got good success with the night and weekend folks. There's one guy that I'm a little leery of, but not bad. I mean, hey, listen, it could be worse. Everybody made it through the storm okay, unscathed. Yeah, I know you might be late for your load, but you know what? As they say, better late than never. My buddy's 2 days late. He's supposed to deliver Thursday. He's delivering today. We got stuck down in Texas in the ice storm. Try to put in 600 miles today. So far, so good. May have one hiccup in going through Nashville, but I haven't heard anything on Google Maps about any delays yet. So that's a good indication. I think the cold weather has got people indoors. Going to do as far as we can today. I'm not going to burn my clock up. Probably do 9 hours. I did 10 and a half yesterday. I'm going to manage my clock. It's just the way the loads fell. I'll do a 10-hour. Get on the road as soon as possible. Once my 10-hour breaks up, back on the road. Get really close. Shut it down. Again, this is a tight load. There's a lot of miles to run. By Monday, 5 a.m. So I need to do this, another reset, one more drive, that's it, uneventful. So enjoy the ride. Just an update on finding a location. My girl found a place in Georgia. They won $350. It's 4 acres. But there's no way I would pay $350 for that place. House needs some work. No garage, surrounded by trees, which I'm not a fan of trees by a house. Brings mildew, moss, and dampness. Equals rot, critters, and problems. If we can get it for like $275, which in this market it's not going to happen, this is a seller's market, then I would do it. My girl fell in love with it, and now I'm trying to convince her to take a breath. The feds are about to raise the rates in March. Recession is right around the corner. A 2x4, an 8-foot 2x4 is going for $9. $9. And a year ago it was $2.50. That's 4 times what it was a year ago. Oh, you got to be patient. Either she works within that price range, because it doesn't even have central AC. It's got a brand new furnace. It's got 2 fireplaces, 2 baths, but it needs a lot of work. I'm still leaning to the side of let's find a piece of property. Let's start from scratch with a fresh palette. My plan is to, if we did get that place, is to gut it. I mean, from the video that she sent me, the guts of it, or the bones of it look okay. Again, I'm not there to inspect it. I mean, I am not an inspector, but I've also been a homeowner. I've been around the block a little bit. I am a little handy. I do know what to look for. Electricity needs to be upgraded. Needs to be some tree clearing, bush removals. So it's a little old lady. Sounds like a sweetheart. But again, I gotta talk my girl off the ledge on this. She's in love with it. But I'm not going to be home for another 6 weeks. It's been on the market for 13 days. And I said, listen, if it's meant to be, it'll be. Before I commit a penny to it, I've got to look at it. We've also got to call in an inspector, not an inspector from the realtor, but an independent inspector. You know, because our realtor, or the realtor she's working with, oh yeah, I've got an inspector. Yeah, well, that's great. I know how that works. Everything is fine until it's not, right? Believe me, I've been down that road before. Don't believe the hype. So, I just wanted to kind of mention that to the public. looks good. Nice and quiet. The driveway is a little sketchy in bringing the truck home. In other words, it would have to be widened. It's kind of windy. But it's definitely peaceful. Not a traffic zone. And the good news is that we're close to towns. We're 27 minutes from Atlanta and like 35 minutes from the airport, which is all great. remember, this is one of the first major hills. And my apologies for not knowing the name of this. But my trainer had my knees knocking about the descent. No, you gotta be careful, you gotta go slow, don't use your brakes, Jake, be in the right gear, it's really steep. So, you know, I mean, he had juiced me up. Petrified. At 78,000 pounds, it's my turn to drive. He was sitting on the bunk for the bed with the curtains wide open, just watching every move. Like I said, this was my first major descent over a mountain. It turns out that it's not really that crazy. So don't have your trainers psych you out, make you more nervous than you should when you're first descending a hill. Just have your Jakes on. 3. Well, in a Peterbilt you get three levels and a max. So it's 4 levels. And if you're carrying the 70,000 to 70,000 pounds plus, just the gear ratio for this hill is 9th gear and my Jake's maxed out. Never have to touch your brakes again. Again, forgive me for not knowing the name of this hill. I like to say Fancy Gap, but I'm not thinking this is called Fancy Gap. So as you can see, we're pretty light climbing this at 55. I am losing steam here. But you can see that I'm catching this truck pretty quickly. As soon as this truck passes me on the side, I will get into my middle lane here and smoke them. Typically, prime trucks don't pass other trucks. As you can see, I made mincemeat out of him. And he will, or she will, undoubtedly pass me eventually. So I'll make sure my right lane's clean. Right lane's clean. And there we go. Ease on over. Peterbilt strong. They can mincemeat out of this mountain hill. Back into middle lane here. Hey folks, those of you new in driving, you see a truck on the shoulder like that broken down. So I witnessed another driver from undisclosed company had all the room in the world to move over, and he didn't move over. Move over. God forbid that guy or that gal out from behind in front of that truck and you're tight, you're close, someone's going to be in trouble. So for safety reasons, unless you have another vehicle on your side or approaching you quickly, please get over. All right? I see that way too often. Way too often I see that. It's common sense. Move on over. That guy with that you just saw with the bulldozer on his back, he passed me about 7 miles ago. MontEagle, that's the name of the hill. MontEagle. Thank you, sign. My trainer had me shaken. I was shaken, not stirred. How he described the descent of this hill had me panic stricken. No exaggeration. Panic stricken. And you're going to watch the descent now on this end of it. It's nothing crazy. First warning sign, steep grade. And it's coming, folks. It's just on the other side of the crest. There you go, mountain grade, 5%. Now, it's no joke, don't get me wrong. It's no joke. But it's not, I don't know, you know, it's not a big deal. And I don't want to say it like that, be arrogant about it. It's definitely steep. If you use your brakes and only your brakes, you will smoke your brakes. And here's the ice. Look how pretty that is. You will have a trail of fire. No doubt. So right now I'm in 10th gear. I'm in 3rd position on my Jakes. And I'm doing 50 miles an hour. I know it says 45. I'm getting down now. 47. Now I'm in 9th gear, 3rd position. My foot is way off the brake. Now I can't move over because, you see that, folks? See that trail of fire? Alright, so now I'm too light to be in 3rd position. So I'm putting it in 2nd position. Exactly at 45 miles per hour. Again, my foot is not even near the brake. Well, it's near the brake, but if you know what I'm talking about. It's not on the brake. I'm actually going to give it a little gas. It's going a little bit too slow. Okay, so here's the real steep part. Go to third position on Jake. Tenth gear. We're about 46 miles an hour. Off third. We're back into second position on the Jakes. See, the people behind me, how Prime has this set up is that the brake lights are actually activated when my Jake brakes are on. So the truckers behind me are like, oh my God, this guy's driving a truck, riding his brakes all the way down this mountain. I'm gonna stand clear because he's gonna start burning up. But truth be told, that there's no brake being used at all. So far, this is, it's not that bad. And again, don't let your trainer psych you out. There's no reason for that. It's ludicrous. That's it. That's the hill. That's the hill, folks. With that, I'm out. Great weekend. Stay safe. And like always, make great decisions.